I've never shown this technique on video before, but I think you'll find it helpful. I've used various techniques tracing out the area with paper and then cutting out, but one thing I found a lot easier is taking a piece of aluminum foil. You can use either side, but you can see I have the foil just a little larger than the area, and I'm going to try to hold it really tight here along this edge for a reference point, and then I'm going to just take my finger here and go down inside the areas, so I've got a nice indicator of the area that I need to cut out. Then you can use your fingernail or other to get back in there to kind of guide the point. And then what I do, just like cutting wood, I just cut on the outside of this, and there you have it. Let me show you what a piece of cut piece looks like already. Oh, before I do, I just wanted to show you the cut. It's not exact, but it's close enough. And I've got just a little bit of an overlap right here on this section, but it's no big deal. A little sanding and filing. Okay, I've got my donor piece laid out, and you can see I've got my grain lines very, very close to moving in the same direction. Now, with that said, all I need to do is just put my template here back on this edge and cut the veneer. So let me do that, then we'll do a dry placement here and see how it looks. Let's see if I can stand back here and get out of the way so you guys can picture what that looks like. There's the repair. Again, we'll clamp it down. I'm just a little bit high on the substrate in this area. I had to make the repair in that I talked about, but once I get this glued down flat as I can get it, put some clamps on, leave it for a bit. I think a little sanding and we'll be good to go. Let's get back to this area. It's been over an hour now, and I don't want to put any pressure on this joint because the glue still needs to set up for a 24-hour period, but that's what we've got here. So again, we'll let it continue to cure, and then we'll come back and do some light sanding, try to fill some of these voids, cut off the extra material there from the inside laying the cabinet down. Do a little light sanding and see what kind of results we get. Okay, I've got the substrate cleaned out best I can. It is what it is, and I'm going to get my hide glue out, get my brush, and just apply a little bit here right on the substrate itself. Then lay my patch down. We'll get a piece of wax paper, put a block, and put a clamp on it, and just let it sit there for a bit. Alright, with the glue on, let me go ahead and place this down and position it in place. I want to make sure I got enough there that it would kind of bleed through. Okay, I mentioned some of the artifacts here from the sawdust or sanding dust. I'll just sprinkle them on. Take my finger and just rub them in. Yeah, I needed just a little bit more of the dust material, but use what I've got. Won't hurt anything. Alright, let me get a piece of wax paper here and get a clamp on this. Okay folks, I'm going to have to move the cabinet to do this. I'll be right back. Okay, here's one of the veneer repair areas I made. And just a little more sanding there in that area. But you can see what it looks like. Blended in pretty well. You can see the one cut line right here. But again, a little sandpaper to get back in the area after doing some cutting with a sharp razor. Just to get those areas off. But I talked about wax Fil-Sticks. I've used these many times. I'll post another link here in a video where I used them to do some matching. So let me just show you some of the techniques that you can use. Again, you can see the old veneer here is just a little bit darker and browner, so I'm going to start out with a little lighter color, and I'm going to try to match the grain lines. And just kind of go across this. This is the original veneer here. Here's the repair line right here, and the other repair line is here, and the other repair line is here. So they're hard to see, and you can already see the different color toners that are on here. Let me grab a lighter fill stick right here and try to get this void filled in right here so that doesn't stand out as much. Okay, here's one that's just a little lighter. See if I can feel some of that void there. The good thing is these can be removed. And I'll go back over this with some dark here in just a moment. There's really no right or wrong. Like I said, these things just rub right off. I like blending the colors together. Then you can go back with the X-Acto knife and actually cut some more grain lines in, which I've already done. You can see here where I'm going to just take another marker here and just kind of blend the different tones in. I need just a little more red. Let's try this one. It's maybe too much. You can see how it's starting to come together. This has got a nice color to it. I'll go back over the light one now just to take some of that out. And the cool thing is, again, you can just wipe this off. I can use steel wool and remove it all. I like trying just the different colors. I've got probably a half a dozen or so that are my favorites, that are a good match for Want It. So I just keep going back and forth like this till I get the desired result. See, I got a little bit of wax build up in that area, but again, you can just take your finger and remove it. And again, once the toner lacquers and stuff are placed on and use some grain filler, you won't even be able to see this area at all. Okay, I just wanted to demonstrate that. Not sure how well it's showing up on camera or not, but I'll go back and continue to kind of blend these colors in and get the best I can in this area. Then we'll call this area repaired and done. We'll let this clamp up here hang on for a bit and remove it and see how that area looks. Okay, the moment of truth. Let's get this off and see what it looks like. Not bad, not bad at all. I'll go ahead and let that glue set up for a little bit more, then we'll do some light sanding with some 220 grit paper. Okay, here's the repair after just doing some light sanding. Still need to do a little more cleanup here in this area and around this area right here. Still got some glue there, but let me just play around with a few Fil-Sticks here. Again, you can see I'm just running with the green. Let's see, I think this one's got a little more red in it. Let me use it since there's more red in the original veneer. So I'll continue to get the right blends, do some more sanding. Again, you can see what's possible there. Not bad. Again, once I do more sanding and get some more of that glue and stuff out of that area that spilled over, that dark spot, I'll be able to clean that up just a bit, and if it doesn't come out, no big deal. I think it'll look just fine with some toner lacquer. So guys, that's it for the weekend. Hope you found it helpful, and we'll get this trim back on. And I still got to hit the top. Got another piece of veneer over here. It always escapes me right here. And I may even just use wood filler in that area since it's so small. Same thing for this piece here. And then more sanding, and we're just about set for some green filling and others. So next week I'll spend more time on the top, and then I'll show these areas one more time on you know, what the final look is, you know, prior to placing the toner lacquers on. So I'll spend more time prior to my next video next week and show what this looks like after doing a little bit more cleanup in the area.